I need to hear you guys' prediction. Is it going to be a 3-0 or not? Is Liquid going to go home with $90K?
Woo! I'm gonna Liquid train for myself. Yeah.
Liquid train 2-0, 3-0 for you.
We hyped up the escape so much, but I feel like I'm out of my pay grade here. We got a Wraith King and a Lone Druid. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. So I'm gonna have to go with my gut, and my gut says escape. This is where they shined. It's where they've done it all week. So escape. It's time for that 3-0 comeback, baby. Let's see it happen. That guy liked it.
Yeah, he did.
You and me, baby, against the world.
In the Liquid train as well, but we are going to find out what is going to happen here in this third game of the Grand Finals. Team Liquid versus Escape Gaming with Odie Pixel and Gods.
Thank you very much indeed, and we get ourselves ready. Game 3 between Liquid and Escape, and some crazy stuff coming out. We are going to have the Lone Druid being picked up. We just do not see this hero anymore. Gods, talk to me about it. Why don't we see teams like it picking up?
He's very slow-paced. I mean, the patch, not just now, but for a while, it's been about who can play faster, who takes initiative, who's the one getting the jump, finding a kill quickly, and turning that into a tower. Lone Druid's kind of like you sit back, you farm, you get your Radiance, and then you go. And it doesn't have enough firepower. I guess the comparison for me would be like a Morphling who sits back and farms, but you look at what he did in Game 1 with Martu's hands. He goes to the offlane, he pushes tower. You can't really do that on Lone Druid early before you get your items because you're vulnerable to ganks. Morphling has an escape. And when you get your items, you're just like slow sieging. You 5-man, you push. Whereas heroes like Morphling, you're getting kills, you're being more explosive. So the hero's just, he's kind of a slow-paced. I don't know. He's kind of a passive hero in some ways. Like, he's very good in these 5-man pushing strats, which is what Escape are going to look to do. They're going to hit this timing around basically around the Radiance. So you're looking for that around the 20-minute mark or something, and you just push high ground using the Jug with the Healing Ward. The Healing Ward on the Lone Druid's really nice as well. So, but whether or not they can get that or not is another matter.
It's going to be interesting to see as well how Liquid play this game, because obviously this time around, Matsuma with the lineup, I was going to say the switch around there, but playing the Wraith King. Do you think we're going to see him be a lot more involved in the fights as compared to when we saw him play the Timber and, of course, in the first game? Is it going to be a hero that turns up, or do you feel he's still going to play the same style where he keeps himself to himself until he's absolutely necessary in the fights?
I think him and Miracle are kind of swapping roles, where Martu's definitely going to show up, and Miracle may be the one who farms a bit more and split pushes lanes, because unlike the Timbersaw and the Morphling, Wraith King doesn't really split push. Timbersaw actually, look back on his building damage. He had like 1,500 building damage as a Timbersaw, and the big thing is he clears creeps, whereas a Wraith King doesn't clear creeps particularly well. Miracle just taunting away. Enough. But he's going to be looking to fight probably around like something like an Armlet Blink Dagger timing, or even, I don't know exactly what items he's going to get, but like the Armlet Blink Dagger seems to be like a kind of cookie cutter standard build for the Wraith King. See if that's going to be the case or something different. And then the Invoker can kind of spend more time farming.
Good little opening to this game as well for Liquid, guaranteeing themselves both of the runes. As the nice little Fisher Time Warp play from GH. Mind control at the top, guaranteeing themselves that second one. So this mid-lane matchup, Miracle on the Invoker against Quakefor's Lone Druid. How do you expect to see this one pan out? Could Quakefor harass Miracle entirely out of this lane?
Not entirely, no. GH has already come in to help him out a bit as needed. And the big thing is just trying to get that creep wave back on your side of the hill if you're an Invoker. The kill threat does come in when the Lone Druid hits level 5, but until that level 5 mark, we should see Miracle at least do okay. The big scare is the arrows. If the Absol starts roaming around, throwing arrows mid lane, he's going to be hiding out in the jungle, not showing himself too much on the map, and you're always worried about when and where those arrows are coming from. But, I mean, for now, Yapsu's just farming away. He's cleared the camp, and he's taken an extra creep on top of that.
That certainly works for Liquid in the middle. Of GH just dropping down the fish here to block off Quakefor from getting some of that CS.
Yep. Trying to bait Quakefor, it looks like now, and try and set up an arrow. Yapsu's just sitting there, biding its time.
Alright, it's just gonna work as GH is able to to work his way around it. And Bear already falling fairly low for Koifa.
We'll have the resummon available. We'll see if he goes for that, if he just sends it back to Fountain, but you're normally... the main thing is if you resummon, you have to make sure you do not die. Like, he's just resummoned now, that's 2 minutes. If he dies, he'll lose his bear, and that's like the worst case scenario for a Lone Druid player. So anytime you resummon, make sure you do so at a time where you're not getting ganked. Doesn't look like... I imagine the Invoker Shaker don't have the kill potential on him, at least not right now, not until the Shaker gets a bit more mana.
He has got the Arcane Room, so a quick clarity will give a Fisher availability for GH. It's just to throw it back and cancel the clarity of Yapzor's himself, but Yapzor gets this one down and continues to just kind of play around with GH.
Made it for that clarity. I think GH, yeah, he's going to suicide. It's going to be a slow suicide. Full HP suicide. That's what we've gotten to. Normally it's like, oh, I'm on 100 HP, I better kill myself. No, now it's like, I'm out of mana. Let's go suicide.
Mid lane aside, looking at the other lanes at the moment, we can see down bottom of Tummerman getting 17 for 6, up to top. 13 for 3, a little less. Mind Control being able to do a bit to harass him. They've got the glimpse back. Mind Control still with the time walk out the ready, just holding on to it. And very, very vigilant in how he uses it, and it's going to be enough to save his soul. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Trixie getting gone on. Kuroki falling incredibly low. GH is there with the Fisher, the stun into the Sunstrike, allowing Matsumaman to find first blood, and they may find even more. Kuroki just duking it out in the tree line. Yapzor desperately looking for him, but Kuroki is able to play his way around it. He's already stabbing up the south, will be cancelled, but at the end of the day, Kuroki lives, and Liquid get 2 kills on the bottom lane.
Yeah, that was really nice rotation from GH. He spent a lot of time early on in the mid lane, but he shows up at bottom to secure a first blood, and 2 kills at that. Trixie will get some decent farm and XP as the wave pushes out to his tower. Quite a big wave at that, but ultimately it's a big win for the Liquid boys. Getting the first blood and going to Matu of all people as well. Bit of
a very, very nice arrow from Yapzor. Will allow them to take down Miracle. Yeah, catching him off the mark there. I mean, Miracle very deep in and close to the tree line, so not a lot of time at all to react to that arrow flying through.
Yep. It's played. Yap is definitely a threat on this hero. He's now got his arcane boots, so he'll continue to roam. He can threaten top, and
if he hits this arrow, oh my god.
Well played.
I mean, people talk about Yapzor, and there is a reason why, because certainly within pretty much 20 seconds, he's just pretty much even the game back up. You know, getting 2 kills down on the bottom lane, that's great for Liquid, but suddenly losing mid, losing top, because of Yapzor's arrows. Alright.
That was something good from Yapzor. That's exactly what Escape needed after.
Very rarely you see just 2 arrows perfectly hit in within that small time frame.
The smoke coming for Koikva though. It's kind of that time where Miracle's going to struggle in lane because of the level 5, so he's probably said, look, this lane's a bit rough, I can't really do a whole lot here.
Oh, Koikva's got to be careful as well. If he dies, Bear's still on cooldown for 70 seconds.
And Yapzor scattered this out from the high ground, so...
This is huge.
Don't believe Koikva should die here. He's got the Savage Roar as well, and he'll even send his bear over there looking for the kill.
Again, Yap, he's going to hit the arrow. GH will be there with a Fisher to try and save Kuroki, but Yapzor jumps in with the stars, and they get the root off as well. And Kuroki to fall, he's to go down. Koikva gets himself out as well. GH and Miracle unable to find anything in return, and hey-ho, again, third kill. It's all Yapzor's positioning and play to set it up. Bottom lane Trixie going with a Burrow Strike. Might be able to follow it through with anything else.
Very
odd. Tummerman's fine.
Odd item pickup in the quarter staff.
It's Echo Saber Wraith King, I guess.
It's just weird not getting any... going for a first time Echo Saber seems fine, but like not having treads... I don't know. It's just like a weird item to see by itself. Like the casual quarter staff is kind of cool because you can buy it from the side shop, but... He could have also bought treads and being able to like toggle the treads to throw stuns, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong. Again, it's not like a big deal or anything. It's just Matu's preferred itemization here, but it's definitely something a bit unusual coming out. Like you say, the Echo Saber, very, very good item pickup, and I imagine what he's going to be building into.
Yep, as well. I was looking back towards top, and the fact that he's had this pressure around the map, it's made Mind Control have to play a little safer, and that's allowed Error to hit himself right up to the top of the board on CS, on par and with Matsumaman's Wraith King. So the pressure of Yapzor certainly being felt by Liquid, and they do have to respect this man's movements, as he has been hitting these arrows every single time.
Yapzor maybe going to look to get a bit more level and alone time, but he's hanging around this mid lane for now. We'll see just an Earthshaker there, which kind of a signal that Invoker's rotated back to the jungle, but you'd still like to kill this Shaker and get Koikva even better early game if possible.
If they could get a route onto GH, certainly be an opportunity to go for
maybe
it.
even
but,
Miracle.
Miracle there. Have to be a little careful. They're going to stun and try and kill off the bet. At least bring it down low. Miracle as well, potentially playing a little safer now that he as well is scared of the potential threat of Yapsor's arrows.
See if Quickfer goes for that route at all. Yapsor's still lingering around that Radiant Ancients, the arrow.
Oh, that would have hit if that range creep wasn't there.
Yeah.
Miracle. Very fortunate to have the creep in range, but again, the aim from Yapsor's on point. It's even if it's not hitting, it's going to be making you have to change your underwear. As these are coming very, very close. There's a Chrono up and available for the Void, and coming across, I mean, he'd love to maybe just even drop it and look for the potential kill onto Yap. We'll see if he wants to commit it. He may not even need to with GH there, cutting him off. Fisher into the Sunstrike. Yap is gone. And it may just be a roaming Mirana, but it's a kill that I feel just for the morale of Liquid is pretty big. This Yapsor Mirana was causing incredible havoc for them for the first 7 minutes, just shutting him down a little bit.
And
they'll
it's picked up by the Invoker, so getting that Midas as fast as possible is his #1 priority right now. So any kills he can get and secure for himself going to go a long way. As Quakever's doing very well in this mid lane. Complete free farm, but he is slightly ahead of the Invoker in terms of CS, and with the help of that Mirana, he's likely going to be picking up a fast Midas here. Go straight into the Radiance without the Midas, but typically you will see that first item pick up onto the Midas.
At the moment, now there we have it. Just picks it up.
The Echo Saber for Matu, who's got the maxed out stun. Now he levels up the Reincarnation.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well, with the 2 points in crit, as mentioned. If he gets his hands on that bear, getting those double swipes in with the Echo, get a few good crits, and the bear is going to really feel the pain and the wrath of the Wraith King.
It's such a good item for Wraith King too, because he benefits a lot from the extra mana, since he often doesn't have much mana to play around with the ulti and stun.
Oh, and Quaker coming in very, very deep in the mid lane. Immediate reactions from Liquid, bringing in GH, bringing in Matumba Man as well. Mind control, the full 5-man in the mid lane to disperse at the bear.
They killed the bear and then the hero as well, so they got the extra
maximum
gold.
money. He does have a resummon, I would imagine, He will be able to get it back out, but nonetheless, a tasty bit of gold there.
Was a Wraith King TP, so Trixie has the bottom lane to himself for a little bit, and top lane is being poked away at by Escape, but with GH showing up with a fissure, needs to be a bit careful for the phase boots Omnislash. He will delay this at least for now. And hey, Matu's at mid, well let's push mid. We've got double Forward Spirits, we've got our Wraith King here.
And they've got a Chronosphere if they want to try and fight.
That makes defending this tower very difficult. And yeah, Sanking says, yeah, I'm a lone bottom and can free farm, but we've also got bigger issues as mid-tier 1's being claimed, and I don't see this being defended. The Reincarnation means Matu doesn't really have to be afraid of too much on the front line.
A lot of TPs coming out. He'll be glimpsed back into the midst of the kinetic field. They get a good route onto the man, tanking the tower at the moment. The Hex indeed immediately there. The follow-through Chrono to trap off Error. They take down the Juggernaut. They have lost Matumba Man, but indeed with that second life, he may be ready to go back for more. They'll get a good route to hold him back again, but he hits the stun onto the Mirana. Trixie comes up with a good power strike onto two, and in fact, that's resulted in Escape finding a kill in return. Arrow flies forward, it's going to be duped out by Mind Control. He'll be able to get himself back to safety, but mid lane Quakefer continues to chase down Miracle under the tower. Was hoping for a route, didn't quite get it. In fact, while he gets the route, in fact, onto Kuroki's, he just turns his attention towards the line. Sinner in there as well. They're looking for the body blocks with the bear. One more touch will do it. And Escape able to find some good kills in return for losing Error, and they're not done yet. Yap and Trixie jumping forward, looking for the Miracle kill. They'll find that as well. And they are more than happy with losing Error in that mid lane. If they can find that amount of kills and getting the tower as well off the back in terms of the trade.
Yeah, they lose Error without an Omnislash, and they still dominate that fight, just having the high-level Sand King with the Burrow Strike coming out, having the Bear just entangling people, and even the Mirana has level 3 Starstorm throwing arrows there. There was just enough firepower that they took that fight without a lot of... No Omnislash, no Static Storm used. That was just sheer force of will from the Escape boys. And also, like, it's like, yeah, you've got spells like Chrono and Reincarnation, but Invoker's not all that team fight ready. On Liquid side, you didn't actually get off like the Finger of Death from Kuro, for example, so Liquid themselves also not getting off all their big key spells.
Top of the board, Quakefer and Error at the moment. And Quakefer nearly halfway through that goal for the Relic. This is going to be a very, very impressive Midas. Radiant's timing at this rate.
From Liquid, it's going to mention Matu wants to join up with his team and fight this game.
Fisher to set up a Lamb to get in, but he can't get the stun off in time before the Blade Fury's out. And they're not going to chase that one down as well. So the smoke from Liquid unsuccessful in terms of getting a kill. They have got the creep wave moving in, so they could just look to turn this into a push. But of course, Matuma with that very, very long cooldown on that level 1 reincarnate isn't going to be able to potentially fully commit for the fight. And still yet to work towards the next item. On top of that, Echo Sabers just still sitting on the phase and Echo and 700 gold.
Escape kind of know that Miracle's farming by himself, and they're going
to find him.
Yeah, they're going to walk right into him.
Jump forward from Yapsel, got the Thunderstruck as well. Miracle turns around with the Thunderstruck, trying to find something in return, but the Static Storm's down, trapping him up, he's out, and will manage to get the finger for Kuroki to take down Synderen in return. Good stuff from the low ground as well, maximum 950 range of that, allowing Microtrol to come in with the Chronosphere, trapping up Yapsel. Can he still play right? They don't have detection! They don't have detection! They've got a Fisher! That's it! Or Yapsel!
He had to. It was wearing off.
Oh, okay. I was like, revealed himself, but as you said, it was coming to the end. I guess he just wanted to get maximum damage out, as you said.
Yeah, it's like a little efficiency play. He wasn't going to get a kill, but may as well harass a little bit.
Very nice turn, though, from Kuro, from the low ground.
Yeah, that was
really
really well
impact.
placed. Fortunately for Miracle, if he landed the Sunstrike, he may have killed Sin before he died, so he could have gotten the experience for it as well. But I think he knew as soon as that they popped on him, he's like, oh, I'm dead. May as well throw as many spells as possible and try and get some kills while I'm at it. But couldn't get anything too major. But all in all, not the end of the world for Liquid. They do still have a very farm lone druid they're going to have to start worrying about. Quick's going to be getting that Radiance timing as mentioned, but again, they picked this counter. The Wraith King, the Mortal Strike bonus damage against non-heroes at 500% when maxed out means that bear can be brought down pretty well by the Wraith King. Up a Helm of Iron Will, so likely going back into an armlet as well. He'll be in a very tanky state with the Echo Saber and armlet at that point.
Bottom lane, Kuro could be the first to be caught out here. Sin gets the vision. Kuroki holding Sin back with the stun. Arrows to fly forward. Kuroki jukes it out, but the vision's there for the glimpse. Immediately is the Static Storm escape. Take Kuro to start off this bit of a play. We'll see if they get anything more out of it. Trixie jumping forward. Look for GH. Actually going to miss the Burrow Strike. So GH is able to walk himself back to safety. But Escape getting at least one kill and also getting on an objective as the push is starting to come through thick and fast, and at the same time top lane Matuma was looking for something, but the TPs are coming through and Matuma potentially going to be punished. He's going to be able to dodge the arrows. He heads behind the creep wave. Synderen though with the glimpse bringing him back into the kinetic field. And as he kill him once, Trixie's got to be careful. Takes a huge crit to the face. He'll jump forward. They'll finish off Matuma for the first time. Can actually kill him a second time. GH is there with a big Fisher that takes down the Sand King. Mind control turning for well, allowing them to get a second kill. They're jumping forward for more. Chrono's back up in 10 seconds. Aaron Yapso have to be incredibly careful here as Liquid chasing down more. So they get something else out of this. Oh, that's the Echo Slap coming out, but he was already in the Omni Slash, so it does absolutely nothing. And out from Yap, holding back Matuma Man. Miracle now turns up. They'll drop the Chrono and the Sunstrike to find that kill finally on Era. So all things said and done, it's good news for Liquid.
Yeah, very good news for Liquid. Not the flawless kill onto the Jug at the end with the Earthshaker going down. He kind of tried to echo before the Omni Slash came out. It was just a split second too late. They may even find Yapster as well. Kuro! Oh, he had Finger there if he could land an Impale or a Hex, but Yapster leaves out just in time. A lot of farm on the Moranic towards that Aghanim Scepter. Just 1,200 of gold away from it, but yeah, Liquid strike pretty hard at the top lane. They do lose a bit down towards bottom. Looks like the tier 2 tower was taken, and Lone Druid getting closer and closer to that Radiance.
Oh yeah, it's what's it going to be look like a 16-minute timing on the...
Yeah, that's on the faster side as far as Radiance timings go.
Especially with that minus, I mean, Quake's farm is going to absolutely skyrocket out of control. Well, obviously the way Liquid can keep it in is they have got Miracle farming on the Invoker, and at the same time Matuma Man doing very well in net worth because he's turning up to these fights, and just like that last one, it's a good bit of gold swing on Kuroki. He's going to find the full team here, chops out the finger, but immediately Escape Gaming with the number advantage will take the line out. More money into the App Store, and he, as you said earlier, very, very, very close to the Aghanims.
Yep, does put the finger on cooldown, which is a long cooldown, so ultimately definitely not worth using that spell when dying, but Kuro may be thinking one Sunstrike could have led to a kill there, but As it stands, I mean, with a Lone Druid this farm, this game is going to be a test of how good is the Wraith King against the Lone Druid, because Lone Druid's leading in farm, he's going to hit that Radiance timing with a Jug on his team. It's a Jug who, when you have that, playing with that Lone Druid, you max the healing ward, you want to build up so that you can take Aegis and just 5-man push. Maybe you get maybe it's not just the Radiance plus the Vlads where you're at your strongest, but with Radiance, Vlads...
Oh!
What?
Solar Crest Invoker. That is...
I've never seen this before.
That's a new one.
Put that on the Spirit Bear, Wraith King hits it.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Bear. This Bear is actually going to melt. I think this Bear is, as farmed as he is, may just be useless. There's a very high chance of it. They're basically building and itemizing towards making that Bear as useless as possible. You've got, I mean, the Vlad's is standard on Void, but it's obviously going to give you bonus armor, bonus damage, lifesteal. Wraith King's got the double attack from Echo Saber and the armlet going for very cost-effective kind of mid-tier items. Invoker with Solar Crest can just cold snap the Bear, Alacrity the Wraith King, and that Bear will melt.
And they found GH in the trees, but he's got the blink out, immediately reacting and TPing away, he makes it.
Yep, so we'll arrow, but it's already too late.
And they've got to be careful of GH, of course, with that blink. Echo slams back off cooldown. They could look to make big plays with that. Oh, already, actually, Trixie wrapping around with this Invis rune. They're making a bit of a go onto the Bear, forcing it right back, already down to half health, and Trixie channeling up the epicenter, jumping straight back in onto the Invoker. Miracle in a lot of trouble here, taken out. The Quakefer picks up the kill.
Yeah, it's a good kill to get. He wasn't expecting to have that many numbers there. Thought he could go for that Bear, but I'm still very concerned for Escape. Like, regardless of farm on the Lone Druid, regardless of the fact they have a slight gold lead, they're going to get the Aegis. I think this Spirit Bear is just going to be paper in these fights. It only has 6 base armor, gets a little bit of bonus armor from the Aquila and some of the other things going around, but it's a big concern as far as utilizing it in a team fight against the physical damage. Nice smoke is going to stop this Roche, perhaps in its track. There's no healing ward to fight for Cal.
GH's Echo. It could be absolutely huge here. Escape has to be very careful how they clump up. Immediate Chrono going to be dropped down onto Sin. To remove the one after the fight disruptors out. Trixie jumps in with a Burrow Strike. GH is going to be hot in the case of Trixie. They have the Hex with Crocus. They continue to close down, but the Radiance burn actually bringing line incredibly low. Crocus might just go down to the Radiance. He's falling low and he falls out. He's down. They've already found a second kill. Matuma Man turns towards the Bear, trying to bring it out, but a good stun from Yapso allowing him to get the damage in onto GH. The Radiance from the Bear continues to tick down GH. He tries for the TP out. He is going to make it nothing to hold him back in time. Matuma Man and Mind Control surrounding the Juggernaut, but he gets the Omni Slash out. Error surprise, healing ward's out as well. Now Mind Control has to be careful. Matuma Man with his second life, ready for round 2. Going straight back in onto Yapso, but the savage roars there from Quakefer, forcing back Mind Control and Matuma Man away from their cause. Error chases him down with the Blade Fury. He's going to be able to take down the Wraith King. It's another big kill for Escape. Mind Control will find his way out of here. A Miracle. Looks like he's okay. They Ghost War, but they don't have any vision on these two heroes, so Miracle will be fine. That we saw in that fight, just the potency of this Radiant Spare causing absolute issues for some of the members of Liquid.
They kind of ignored it that fight. I thought it...
Yeah. Alright. Alright. We'll take it.
Yeah. It felt like the approach was going to be, let's focus it down, but Invoker was still respawning, so they smoked up only with 4, and they were hoping that Invoker could show up later on in the fight, which he did. He eventually gets there towards the end, but they prioritized the heroes, which is kind of that trade-off where do you want to kill the heroes first, or do we burst down the Bear? Because if you burst down the Bear, and it would take quite a few spells and disables, and then he's going to resummon, so it's quite a risky thing to do. You're mostly looking to focus the Bear when Escape go for the high ground push. So, as it stands, that was a unsuccessful fight. They kind of overcommitted on a Disruptor. They used Impale. They stacked the stuns from Impale as well as the Wraith Fire Blast, and the Solo Chrono also was a big investment just for the Disruptor, and as a result, the ensuing fight was very Escape favored.
Mind Control's going to be very close to having that Blink Dagger, so obviously will be absolutely crucial in allowing him to get the better Chronos off in the fights. At the same time, that Radiant Spur is going to cause havoc for him, trying to close the gap and jump in if Quakefer's there with the wraparound with the Bear. Matuma Man, next time for him, do you feel he needs to get that Blink Dagger up, or is it going to be BKB or anything else he prioritizes against Escape's lineup?
Blink is useful because of how elusive so many of these heroes are. The Sand King, the Mirana with their Blink, Spyro Strikes, Leaps and all that. That means you can just go right onto the Disruptor and try and burst him down at the start of the fight, take Synderen out, or even go on someone like try and catch and burst down like a Sand King or something, for example, who's quite a key hero in the fight. So yeah, I think with the blink daggers already up on like Shaker and Void, just getting another, these blinks get stronger and stronger like when you have multiple of them, because you can follow up one blink with another right away. DH is roaming through the semi-jungle. Has been spotted by a ward though, so this could be a free easy kill for Escape to pick up.
Let's see if he's got the reactions, and he has.
Wow.
He absolutely has. GH gets out with the first blink. And how can they actually? I don't think they can't close the gap. There's no way they can chase that down. And with the TP, GH, he's going to be absolutely out of there. The reactions, incredibly on point. With this ward, Kroki's, yeah, he's going to know that they're onto him. So Kroki, he's going to head down south. He's got the boots with the wind lace. Trixie does have a blink of the Burrow Strike. Mind Control's there, ready to turn around if it's required. Has Chronosphere at the same time. GH is making his way up the lane with the Echo Slam, level 11 as well. Escape have to be careful about trying to make a jump here. Kroki, if he comes around to the right a little bit more, will reveal himself. It's actually to find Trixie. Trixie goes from the Burrow Strike, the Chrono drop immediately onto the Sand King. They'll get the Sunstrike, the Finger as well. GH coming in with the Echo Slam, only catching one. In fact, the Static Storm. Zinner is going to be there to allow for the turnaround. Traps one. Kuroki tries with the TP out. It's not going to be successful. The damage from Escape is too much. And they take two down and only lose one.
2 for 1. Supports for a core, I guess a Shaker, so it's not like you're killing a Lone Druid or a Jug. Perhaps slightly Escape favored, but they did have to commit big ultis. Like you look at the big ultis, but Disruptor ulti being the main one. I guess Lion and Shaker themselves use their ultis, but as you said, the blink is there, so Liquid may look to try and make some smoke plays and make some moves now that they've got the blinks on their two of their cores.
And Quakefer is just about 500 gold away from having an Assault Cuirass done as well.
Ooh, that is potentially a problematic item. Gives the bear the armor to actually survive against that physical damage.
Dark's like pretty much got it now.
Yeah, I don't feel like Miracle's gotten that much value out of this Solar Crest pickup. Perhaps, I mean, if the game was in a state where the fights were going a lot more even, you'd see it having a bigger impact, but Escape winning the fights pretty handily so far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, Escape. I mean, we'll see if they do go for some sort of pressure. They may just want to wait until they get that AC and DJ. They send back the bear.
90 seconds of Aegis. Yeah, they want to go.
This is the time to push. The question is, can Liquid form a defense? Well, what's the status on the ults? Well, Chrono's still down, and they're still missing the Echo Slam for a good 30-40 seconds. This is a great opportunity for Escape to take as much as they can. They take the tier 3 at least, and already onto the racks. Liquid, can they actually stop this? But Tuman's going to look for the bear, but the reactions required for bringing him out, duking out the stun. They'll throw down the Solar Crest onto the bear, but at the moment, Quakefer keeping the bear alive beautifully back onto the racks. They're incredibly low at this stage of the game, and Tuman's trying to come in and kill the bear. The arrow's thrown back, hits onto Miracle. They found the melee right to the top lane, but Tuman's actually going to lose his first life potentially. Mind Control comes across, now has the Chronosphere back online. Can he actually find an opportunity to use it though? It doesn't look like they can in time. They've lost a full set of racks on the top lane. As Escape getting the objective done 24 minutes in. There's a defusal now on top of the Manta picked up by Era, so Matuma-Man's life on the Wraith King going to get even harder in these fights, and this is looking incredibly good for Escape Gaming now. 24 minutes in, being a racks up against Liquid's lineup. This is perfect for them.
They hit their timing. Like when you draft Lone Druid, you're all about that Radiance kind of +1 item, mentioned like a Radiance plus Vlads. In this case, it was a Radiance AC. And you got to end the game. You do not want the game dragging late with a Lone Druid, and that's exactly what Escape are trying to prevent from happening. They had the Aegis, they had all the key items across the board, and then they're breaking one lane of racks. Aegis then expires, they're totally okay with that. The next Aegis, they'll probably look for another high ground push, and Liquid, I feel like there's pressure on them to make some moves. They've gone for all these Blink Daggers, but they haven't been able to get value out of them. These are not items you pick up to continue farming. These are Blinks you pick up to try and initiate and start fights, to go for smoke ganks, and they really need to start making those moves if they want to be turning this game around in their favor, especially now with the Aegis down. They cannot just sit around and farm.
We're still there hunting for the bear, but Quakefer, the performance so far this game, he's been very good at keeping that bear alive. We've mentioned obviously Liquid an early Solar Crest purchase on Invoker. Miracle and the team were looking for the tools and the chance to kill the bear. And with that Wraith King pick as well, definitely something in response to it. But so far, it just hasn't had the impact that feels like is necessary for Liquid to have to maintain a hold on this game. And Koifa just continuing to get further and further ahead this game. At bottom lane, Trixie jumping in onto GH with the helpless in. He's trapped. He'll try for the TP out. He's not going to make it though. Glimpse there to make sure he doesn't get himself back to base. And Escape just picking up yet another kill.
They may actually try and force a response at bottom lane. They picked up the Vlad, so another pushing item that they get on the lone druid. So they are really looking to end things as soon as possible. And there's pressure coming in at top, with the lane of Rax already being taken, and that's something where Liquid not just going to have to defend bottom lane, there's going to be top lane as well, where that's going to slowly and surely get back to the Liquid base again. And no glitch, this tier 3 tower has already been taken out without...
Just look how quickly it melts.
They picked this Wraith King
They
and
need to kill this bear.
yeah, they just haven't really been using the Wraith King on the Spearfarer until like far too late. Liquid just haven't felt like they're ever in the right position to defend. They're like, oh, they're pushing, they're breaking our high ground, and then not until like 10 seconds later has a response really been made. It feels like they need to be there before push comes in. But Escape reach the base and then Liquid react, rather than Liquid reacting before Escape even get to the base.
You can see Kuroki and Control trying to close the gap. They get the Chronos and one this time onto
nice
two.
damage
Immediately sending the Void back out of this and get the burst onto the lone druid. They come in with the Echo Sound. Trixie falling down low, getting himself away immediately. They haven't got Koifa for this fight, losing him at the start of this. So this could be what exactly Liquid have been looking for, and indeed it is. They take 3 down. But Man looking for more. The Omni Slash coming through from Arrow. Turns his attention towards GH, trying to walk his way out to the sideline. Arrow, the only one left alive on the side. He's got to get himself away. They're chasing though. But Man, Miracle, and Mind Control jump in and find the team wipe. Escape Gaming's hopes and dreams on the bottom lane crushed there as Liquid put them back in their place and find what is almost certainly going to be a huge golden experience swing, but absolutely wiping the team. 5.5k gold in total difference being created from that outcome.
Yeah, I'd say Kuro really the MVP of that fight. He walks in smoked up, puts the high ground ward on top of that ramp, which is what sets up the big Chrono there. And if not for that ward, Mind Control, well, I mean, he could, in theory, just blindly time walk onto the high ground and look for a Chrono, but that ward gave him full vision of the hero he was looking for. The lone druid is the hero they felt like, okay, we got to kill this lone druid. Forget about killing the bear. You kill the bear, you got to deal with the second bear. You kill the lone druid himself, no bears in the fight. So, and I think that's where there's been a kind of a clear change game plan when approaching the fight, that they're focusing Koifa at the start rather than trying to deal with his Spearfed, try and deal with the Jug, or they've gone on Trixie in some of the previous fights. Now it just seems like that fight was won because they can kill the lone druid himself at the start, and that's something we'll likely see them continue to do.
Roche spawning milliseconds after they take themselves back out. Go on, Trixie, check it out.
Yeah, Trixie's like going.
It's that.
But immediate Roche, I imagine, going to be gone for. No Chronosphere. Well, Chronosphere coming up in 10, but you probably think if you're Liquid, like, all right, let's try and contest Roche, but wait for Chrono, then we smoke, and they're going to be a fraction too late for this one. Sunstrike could theoretically scout this one out, but looks like Liquid are just going to be put in a position where they're going to have to defend against the Aegis.
I've got those 2 big hippies on the course though for this next offense. Matsuma Man and Miracle with them at the ready. Diffusal Blade complete now from Mind Control as well, so he can now start to offer a lot more than just the Chrono. Serious amounts of damage that he could do in this fight as well. I mean, the question is, Escape Gaming, after that failed push down bottom, do you feel like you just group up and go for it again, keep this pace up? Do they have to? Can they just not draw this game out against Liquid's lineup?
I think they should. They've even adjusted based on how that last fight went. They give Koifa the Aegis. Undred's not a hero really known for being a great Aegis carrier, but given that he became the target and they're ignoring his bear, they're like, look, Arrow, you play without it, you've got Manta, you've got Blade Fury. The bear does a lot more building damage than the Jug, so this to me signals they're really trying to break through a second lane of Rex, which not necessarily GG if you get a second lane, but it makes the game very one-sided and like almost 90% Escape favored at that point.
Yeah, ideally they probably want to tickle at it and try and force out the fortification before going out for a fully fledged push as what is available. Actually going to send the bear back to base. We'll see if he picks anything on it and gets that bastion done. So that's bear going to be even more potent in the fight. It's also something to help hold back these BKB cores if he gets a good bash. Matumamana jumping in immediately. They found Era needing help. He is going to get it. Static Storm is laid down. Era Blade Fury forming away. Matumamana has the BKB there. Mike Shot comes in with a quick throw onto Sinner, and Sinner is out of this fight. Quakefoot trying to work his way onto GH. GH trying to hold him back, but he's gone. They've lost the Earthshaker. Era coming in with a quick Omni Slash onto Mind Control. Time walks off to the sidelines, but Trixie, Era, and Yonzo on the chase down. Meanwhile, on the left of it, Quakefoot finishing off the back line as Mind Control goes to the TP out, but the glimpse is there. So Mind Control will be held in place for the time being. They'll continue to chase him down, and Escape Gaming should be able to finish off the Faceless Void as well. And indeed they do. Can he get the deny? He can't. They'll lose a third, and this is 3 heroes on Liquid down and out. No buyback, and here's your push coming in.
Yep.
Age is still intact on Quakefoot.
Yeah, no Chronosphere. It's like a 2-man defense here. Earthshaker will be respawning with a Blink Echo Slam, the one thing to be worried about, but they may have lost the racks already by then.
Matumamana coming in. Actually going to take the aggression of the bear. He gets rooted up. Does have to reincarnate. That may be a bit of a blessing. He's getting brought down incredibly low. Actually gets a good EMP from Miracle onto Trixie. Trixie trying to get himself out. He's not going to make it. GH coming in with the Echo Slam. In the midst of it all, they focus on Justinian. They turn their attention towards Quakefoot. Era coming in, and he needs to help out the team. That's a good stun from Kuroki, catching the multiple heroes out. Hextile and Finger bursting him incredibly low. He Matterstyle. Blade Fury's his way out of there. Yapsel still fighting on the front lines, looking for Miracle. He made to catch the Radiant Bear, but GH with the Fisher kills the bear, takes him out. They also find the main hero. Quakefoot's out once, has the resummon, brings it back in, using it to hold back Matumamana. He's already used the reincarnate Matuma, so has to be careful once that BKB runs out, and already they want to go back in. Miracle boosting across onto the range script. GH is going to take an arrow to the backside. He's down. Liquid getting themselves back to base. So some casualties there for Escape, but still making sure that they take a fair fight and take down a few of Liquid's members with them.
And not the racks were perhaps expecting, given that Escape had the numbers advantage going into that high ground push. It was just a great ballsy hold from Matu on the front lines with the help of the Invoker, just bursting down the Sand King at the start. Yes, he respawns and he gets off the nice Echo Slam, and Liquid still fighting and keeping themselves alive in this one. And every kind of successful fight is more items and farm for the Wraith King. The Invoker, level 19 now, getting closer and closer to that wonderful around the world deafening blast. And this is not an Escape draft, which is going to scale amazingly well into the late game. Lone Druid's going kind of all in for the push, the auras with the Vlads and the AC, and just not a hero that scales that well past 45-50 minutes in general by itself. Era's can theoretically scale better than the Lone Druid, but he's not as farmed as the Lone Druid, so they've been giving much more farm to Era instead, and this is definitely a concern for the side of Escape that they haven't been able to get that second lane of racks while they have the Aegis.
Absolutely, some very stellar team play from Liquid, holding themselves in this game, and indeed being able to potentially get us to the point where they're back and ahead. It's certainly a close game 3 at the moment, still could go either way. Exactly the kind of matchup and skill level and caliber of Dota that we'd hope to see here in the grand finals from both teams being displayed.
Rotation towards mid, but like they were just trying to scout up behind the Wraith King.
That arrow
and they
did give them a lot of info. Yeah, that vision.
Definitely handy. Main problem going into that fight was that Yapso had lost his gem. It was actually the Wraith King holding onto it throughout, and losing the detection and giving it to Matu meant this Moonlight Shadow is not going to be as effective. It means he's just not being kited as much. Pass it over to the Void now, but that's a tough loss for Escape at this stage of the game when they're trying to push high ground and maintain map control. You've taken one lane of racks, you're trying to keep all the lanes pushed out. You want to have the vision advantage as well to give you full control over that Radiant side of the map.
You're going to see Era pick up the BKB now as well. He just absolutely needs in these fights to be able to do something outside of the Blade Fury with the amount of control that Kuroki, GH, and Miracle can offer with their stuns and disables. Era's got that on his way out on the courier. And with that tool, they may look to try and go in again for a push. Matumamana with the Maelstrom pickup, ready to have a bit of a better chance of pushing these lanes back out, and also getting that extra attack speed to have more chance of critting down the bear when Quakefoot throws it in on the front lines.
So we'll see how much Escape are intent on forcing the issue without an Aegis. They may just be more inclined to keep these lanes pushed out, keep the pressure on, but not really force any kind of a high ground play until they have that third Aegis, which will also come with a cheese, which means both Jug and Lone Druid can have one apiece. But they are still grouping up near this bottom lane. If they can get a pick-off, they'll definitely take it. The pick-off is what could lead to that high ground push. The BKB on Era, this is kind of an all-in on the mid-game for them. They're not going to be able to scale as well with the Jug now that he's gone for this BKB. On a DPS line, this is an item picked up almost entirely to be able to hit buildings during, like, when you go for that high ground push, and also just to take team fights.
Oh, this vision here, that's quite out Kuroki. How hard does Escape Gaming want to go in onto it? They're going to draw the Static Storm, in fact, for this Lion, jumping for Trixie to make sure they finish off the kill.
Actually, been kited. That's a wasted BKB.
That's the BKB ticking down. Yep, so to jump up to the high ground, gets the quick D ward. They get themselves a kill. They did have to come to the Static Storm and Moonlight Shadow for that one, but still Escape. Having good tools at their disposal as Epicenter's still up. Koifer, of course, just needs the power of the bear, and the bear...
He's got a BKB on the Spirit Bear, so
he's ready.
Could just BKB and hit buildings. Glyph down for 7 more seconds.
Oh, that's smart. He's just gonna find a stun and take a lot of damage. Savage Roar to force back the harassment of Matsuma Man's Wraith King. Down to half out, Matsuma Man jumping back in again, looking to finish it off. Synderen this time, glimpsing the Wraith King away, as we can see just escaped, doing everything in their power to keep Liquid's hands away from the bear. Protect the bear at all costs, because the bear can go in and, as you said, just do insane amounts of damage to these buildings. I just see that in a time being, but immediately the stuns and the damage is there. If they get the control, they can kill Koifer's bear incredibly quickly. Put the resummon, and have to be careful the next couple of minutes, because if they get caught without that bear, it could potentially be very, very hard for Liquid Escape Gaming to win a team fight against Liquid.
Yeah. Good news is it's not just going to be... We talk about the ability to scale late game and kind of being limited for Escape. I think they recognize it themselves, because Yapso, you can see he's up to 13k net worth. He's becoming no longer a 4 as far as farm priority goes, for sure. We may even see him overtake someone like the Juggernaut, with the fact that he can kind of play that Call Morana that can have a high influence in the late game. He can be very elusive, kite around some of the heroes like Wraith King. With the E-Blade, the Aghanim Scepter may go into something like a Dagon as well if he wants more damage output. Will be an important hero for Escape if they want to be able to take this game past 45-50 minutes.
DD Rune as well at the bottom, and that's going to be scouted out. They send the courier over also to check for Roshan. Still about a minute left on Roshan's respawn time. I got the DD Rune on the bear. Still, I think as you mentioned, it is just Escape poking and prodding, but not wanting to fully commit before that Roche is taken and they have their hands on the Aegis and cheese. And Liquid realize this. They want to try to use this chance to get a fight and move forward, but again, the Sentry and Ob's placement from Escape, meaning that they see the jump, and Superman's still going to come in immediately. Caught out by the first stone for Trixie. Mind Control coming in though with the 2-man chrono. Gets Koifer on the back lines, but as well as Trixie, a good on these guys coming through, and they'll take down the Superman. Miracle's actually going to drop as well. GH mode coming over the back line with the Echo Storm, catching up Koifer, but Superman's in with the damage. They found the Lone Druid Era, popping the BKB and running. They may not have the Invoker, but Escape, they don't have a Sand King, they don't have a Lone Druid. This is the fight that Liquid want to look to take. Yapso coming in with the E-Blade and the Starstorm, able to burst down Kuroki. There's a glimpse for Synderen to rip Matsuma Man away from Era, but already Matsuma Man's ripped Era to pieces. They're going to rescind as well as Liquid jumping in hard, taking 4 of Escape. Yapso, the only remaining survivor. And just a really nicely timed fight there from Liquid, looking to take that before Roshan's back on the map.
They're just taking the initiative, and this is, I think, maybe a recurring thing with Escape, is they play this very slow pace. They're kind of defensive team, they're very reactionary, and the way this current patch works is sometimes, most of the time, the team reacting is the team on the back foot, and we see it there. Escape, they have an item advantage, they have a strategical advantage as far as taking that top lane of Rax, but when you're the ones getting jumped at the start of a fight, it kind of negates, I mean, in that situation, it just negated the fact that Escape are in a better position because it's Liquid getting the jump. They're the one who start the fight off with us, with leading in with the Wraith King. You can't burst him down. He gets a stun on the Sand King, which means Sand King's not getting an epicenter off. And after that, they find the Lone Druid. Wraith King not just getting the stun on the Sand King, but also getting all the information for his team. He's the one who forces Escape to converge on him, gives Void the info for his Chronosphere, gives the rest of his team the info they need to get the Echo Slam onto the Lone Druid, bring him down. So it's very bold play from Liquid, and they get rewarded for it.
Roshan is now back up. Escape Gaming.
Another DD there too. So
yeah, whoever gets that is going to have a very, very tasty Roshan.
Hard for Liquid to take Roche, but they'd ideally like to take away that DD rune.
There we have it. Escape with the smoke.
Two scouts down.
Yeah, he's going to have the DD for this fight if it kicks off.
Well, he needs backup. Miracle does have boots of travel.
He's actually going to try for...
Shivers.
He's going into the pit on his own.
Why not? Well, he's been scattered.
Yeah, Trixie immediately jumping forward with the E-Blade that looks to burst him down low. He's just going to survive that initial bit of magical burst with a huge for the crit. What indeed, bringing it back up. He's still playing around the pit here. He's taken an incredible beating and he's still not going down. The drop, the static's going. Watch the PKB that took around finally drops on the sideline. The Trixie already been forced back. Micro jumps in, gets the bash up. They're taking the SK out of this fight. And there's the Chrono catching out Sid. It's not the flashiest, but it allows them to get a follow-through kill. Bringing Escape's numbers just down to 3 living. And that could be the space that they need to get the Roshan, that Aegis, and the keys themselves on Liquid.
Again, it's the team willing to make the bold calls and the aggressive plays being rewarded for it. Is Yapso going to go for the steal? Doesn't look like it. He'll throw an arrow, but catch one. Doesn't look like Yap is going to follow this one up. That's Cheese and Aegis.
That's absolutely huge for Liquid.
I mean, Matu doesn't even play that perfect. I mean, he did great as far as just trying to lifesteal through all the damage. He wastes his BKB there, but it's not about him. He's got the second life. It's much more about the damage output from the Invoker and the Chronosphere.
Oh, and Yap getting caught out by Miracle, walking around with the Ghost War kill. He played himself, trying to see if he could play around his way out of this one, but with the wall down, the push to the backside, Yapso's out as well. And this game very quickly starting to steeply turn in Liquid's favor as they are hitting the timings, getting the team fights, taking the objectives. And it's going to get harder and harder for Escape at this momentum.
Yeah, that's an Aegis on Miracle's Invoker, so we could see Liquid likely go for a fight, press forward. Arcane Rune on Faceless Void. I want to say Faceless Void. He's leaving it there for now. May give it to a teammate. The Reincarnation cooldown, if Wraith can get it, can be good. But no, he'll take it for himself, so he'll have that short Chronosphere cooldown. 77 seconds with this, so I almost want to say Liquid will look for a fight either at mid lane or at bottom lane. GH is in position to...
got the Echo, and with that newly found Shadow Blade, it's going to be even nicer for him to get into position and hit that that clutch ultimate.
And Miracle can just push out the top lane, then Boots travel in later on, so... Please see him looking to maybe tell his team that, hey, we can look to go, we can try and make something happen, but... GH, Echo Slam at bottom, that's a dead... Oh, misses Sunstrike. Oh, see Daisy.
Not the ult that you want to use.
Yeah, he ulted and they didn't fissure. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, things happen.
It's a 2-minute cooldown, but it's not like a spell that you have to take a fight. With Aegis and Cheese is the big thing for Liquid, the BKB is the Chronosphere. And the Chronosphere more important than the Echo Slam itself, I'd say. But he's not thrown off by that one. He immediately goes looking for kills again. Shadowblading in bottom lane. GH is playing super aggressive, always on the hunt. Knows he's got that Sunstrike to back him up when he goes hunting and fishing for kills.
Well, it's just interesting to see how Bo5 looks to continue his fight. He's obviously still at the top of the net worth. Is there any kind of certain item that you feel that we're going to be looking to see him pick up?
MKB, it looks like. Oh, he's picked up a Demon Edge, so...
MKB on the bet?
Probably MKB? Yeah. I guess he's thinking about the Solar Crest, but the Solar Crest has been left at base. Miracle's going to probably sell it off soon because he's got 5.3k gold, so he can buy Doreen, Refresher, Hex, whatever he wants to get as that next big item or two. I'm not sure that's necessarily going to be Solar Crest that's in the mix much longer. But either way, more damage for the bear. I'd like to see the Ag Scepter pick up. I think Escape can't really fight head-on team fights anymore. And I think the Ag Scepter for some split push is going to definitely make life a little bit easier as far as keeping the lanes pushed out and applying pressure. I mean, that top lane, you've already taken the lane of Rax. You want to utilize that factor to your team's benefit. And being able to force Liquid to have to continuously defend it is one way to maybe create openings to find pickoffs elsewhere on the map, because Liquid will be kind of spread thin and split up. But this is a big worry for Escape. They're kind of going all in. You go for a BKB on Jug. You did not want the game to drag for another 15 minutes after you go for that BKB on Jug. You're expecting the game to end in the next, basically the next stage. It's the next 3 to 5 minutes. Similarly, the Lone Druid is just not going to scale all that well. The Bear's doing the best he can with the MKB pickup coming next, I imagine. But these are not heroes that want this game to be going 45 minutes. This 27k net worth Lone Druid is not going to feel like a 27k net worth Lone Druid anymore.
Yeah, this next fight looks to be very, very scary for Escape Gaming. Liquid Poison themselves outside the base now. Just head down towards the bottom with the creep wave coming in there as well. Looking to clear out the tier 2s before going in to the high ground of Escape. And Miracle still waltzing around with tasty amount of gold then, in reaching 7k in his pocket. He's got it now with that tower. Let's see what avenue he wants to go down with his next time pick up, but it feels like at the moment he's already got kind of enough to use in this team fight. He's got the levels that he needs, and his team around him have got the setup as well, between the Shaker and the Void. Quick jump in for Yapso.
He's trying to force Escape to go onto them, Matu.
Oh, that's just going to turn onto Aaron, and Mind Control gets a beautiful Chronosphere, catching out 3 members. Trixie will be in on the backline though with an epicenter power strike. And move forward the Bears, they've got the BKB, the Starstorm is taken out, Krogan is taken down, Matumba for the first time. Escape, can they find themselves anything more? They're looking to lock down the Bear onto Matumba. GH is there with the Fissures to try and help him get out. GH immediately TPs away, Matumba taking an Omni Slash to the face, and Escape Gaming, this time holding back the push of Liquid.
Yeah. Great counter initiation coming from Trixie. It was a great chrono from Mind Control, nothing wrong about it, but the damage to finish off the kills inside just wasn't quite there. They lost just Era's Jug. It was a buyback from the Jug is kind of, again, the concerning thing. Era's ability to scale into the late game when you've gone for a BKB, Talisman of Evasion, very defensive items here. The Butterfly will obviously be a bit more firepower when he gets it, but he now buys back and
they need to get something done here.
Yeah, they're trying to force the Wraith King's buyback, which is available, so...
And it is, but yeah, it's something that definitely could be forced out.
They're not... Oh, GH is actually not here for the defense. He doesn't have a TP. He has a TP. It's on cooldown, so this is a bit concerning.
And we see how quick the Bear can take down these structures. Fortifications come out from Liquid. Miracle and Kuroki are going to do their best to hold back the Bear. Ice Wall's down. The Bear just turns his attention back towards the racks, pops the BKB. And finally gets the punches through. Just done that initially. He's found half of the racks already. Looking to finish it off and can't quite get it though. The Disarm and the Stun bringing it back out. Mind Control jumps forward. At the same time, the Maxi tries to start the fight themselves. Yapson leapt in, but the reactions there from Liquid. GH bursting him down. There's been a buyback from Matumba. They're looking for more. They'll find Cinnamon on the escape as well. And it's just a back and forth game here from both sides. And they may be able to kill the Bear.
If they kill it, it's got no respawn, but does he gets the recall off. If Jace had died, he would have had no Bear for 100 seconds.
I do see it here, but they close this gap.
Say it still could die.
They have a chrono, they've got blink in 10 seconds. Bo5's looking to head out to the side immediately with the TP and summoning the Bears to his side. Will be fine. He gets out and looks like the Bear will get himself back to safety as well. So he saves the Bear.
Yeah, so they saved the racks, but it did cost them the Matu buyback. It was very close to respawning, like it was like 10-15 seconds, but it was one of those things where that 10-15 seconds was going to be the deciding 10-15 seconds, whether or not you lose your racks and whether or not you lose the fight. You lose that fight there, it may not just be the bottom lanes, it could be game over for Liquid. So Matu taking no chances, uses his buyback, now gets found at top lane.
Effects surrounded it. Trixie Nera coming in, but Swimman pops the BKB, tries to turn. He needs a good few clears to deal with this though.
Back up nearby.
He's out. And for once, Mind Control pops down the Chronosphere. He's managed to find Aaron at post Omni Slash, and they'll turn and take it. That's the jump down, and down for a good 90 seconds, of course, with that buyback still on cooldown. Liquid, see if they can chase for anything more here. Mind Control jumps forward, gets the first hit bash onto the Bear. Diffusal Blade charge as well to hold it in place. Kuroki gets burst down on the back range by Yapso with the E-Blade. They'll take down the Bear though. That's the Bear out for point for, and they're jumping in for more here, Liquid. Towards Yapso, getting themselves behind the tower. Miracle, who can he find with his play? Mind Control's already found the bash onto Sinner and taking down the Disruptor. Mind Control, but Timmerman turn their attention towards Trixie. Jumping from GH, gets the Fisher off onto Yapso. Liquid surrounding the Mirana as well. They find a 4th kill, and only Yapso has the buyback available, and he'll use it immediately. Bear's still on resummoning for 20-second cooldown.
Yeah, and even when he has it, like when you're fighting with a numbers disadvantage, the Bear is so easy to kill because you're like, oh, it's like a 4v2 or a 4v3. That Bear is just like, oh, let's focus if it's on the front line. So he's only going to have one Bear, and it's a Bear he has to play very carefully with. Looks like at least the bottom rack's going to go down, possibly even multiple lanes if Escape aren't careful. Luckily, it's fairly short respawners right now. Tanking and Jug 29 seconds away.
Painful.
But yeah, that's the first lane, and we'll see if they can get a second lane
still
as well.
Still tier 2 in the top. That could be a bit of a saving grace here for Escape because the pain is coming through thick and hard from Liquid. Fortification still on cooldown. They're going to have GH jumping in, pops the cheese, and in fact they've got the lockdown they need onto Yapso. He's now out for 90.
Well, GH has Oh no, he missed the static storm.
Oh, Synderen, at times like this, you can't have these slip-ups. You're playing with your backs against the wall. Liquid know the Mirana.
They're going for the throne here. They say there's a tier 2 at top. Well, let's take bigger objectives. Let's take the game 3.
Can they actually stop this? Somebody just gets immediately off from there. Mind control has the chrono locking down. It's taking the mana away with that diffuser blade as well. That's going to be the fair out. Quite below, surrounded by Liquid. The Omni Slash has come through from Era, but it doesn't seem to be enough damage at all. It barely tickles them. They turn their attention to Wash Jug. Liquid look to be doing it here in game 3 as Trixie and Era try to get back to the base, back to Fnatic days. They're not going to make it. Era's out. Trixie as well. GG, well played is called. And Liquid take the grand finals here at the Ace of G Dream League 3-0. Very strong performances. You can't deny their escape, putting up an absolute fight. But at the end of the day, Liquid just a level ahead of this team.
Yeah, Liquid